It began with a whisper in the void, a faint tremor in the cosmic dark that stirred the curiosity of astronomers worldwide. Not a blazing comet or a roaring supernova, but a silent, calculated motion across the infinite blackness. A blip so subtle it nearly slipped past our most advanced telescopes. In the quiet of a clear night in 2025, the object now known as 3IATLAS emerged from the depths of interstellar space, defying every expectation and rewriting the rules of what we thought possible. Was it a comet, an asteroid, or something far more profound? As the James Webb Space Telescope turned its unblinking eye toward this enigmatic visitor, the truth began to unravel, revealing a mystery that was equal parts awe-inspiring and terrifying. This is the story of 3IATLAS, an object that challenges our understanding of the cosmos and forces us to confront a question we've long avoided. Are we truly alone? The discovery of 3IATLAS wasn't heralded by fanfare or dramatic announcements. It was a quiet anomaly, first detected by a network of telescopes scanning the outer reaches of our solar system. Initially, astronomers pegged it as a comet, its faint glow suggesting a familiar icy wanderer. But as data poured in, that assumption crumbled. Unlike comets, which flare and flicker with chaotic bursts of sublimating ice, 3IATLAS moved with an eerie precision. Its trajectory was too smooth, too deliberate, as if guided by an unseen hand. Scientists recalled Oumuamua, the cigar-shaped interstellar object that tumbled through our solar system in 2017, leaving behind a trail of questions and speculation. Oumuamua had been strange, but 3IATLAS was something else entirely. Larger, slower, and unnervingly controlled. It didn't barrel through space like a rogue rock. It coasted as if it knew exactly where it was going. What set 3IATLAS apart wasn't just its motion, but its path. Most interstellar objects follow wild, unpredictable arcs, grazing our solar system before vanishing into the void. 3IATLAS, however, wove a meticulous course, skimming past Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars with a gravitational efficiency that seemed almost engineered. It was as if the object had mapped our solar system long before its arrival, threading a needle through cosmic hazards with a grace that defied nature. When astronomers backtracked its trajectory, the results were staggering. The odds of a natural object avoiding debris fields, solar radiation spikes, and planetary collision zones with such precision were statistically impossible. It was like watching a chess grandmaster navigate a board where every square held a trap, moving with flawless strategy. 3IATLAS wasn't just passing through, it was performing. By August 2025, the James Webb Space Telescope, humanity's most powerful eye in the cosmos, was fully trained on 3IATLAS. What it revealed sent ripples of shock through the scientific community. The object's thermal emissions were unlike anything seen in natural celestial bodies. Comets and asteroids emit heat in random bursts as their surfaces react to solar radiation. But 3IATLAS pulsed with a rhythmic, almost mechanical consistency. Every 147 seconds, it emitted a low bandwidth electromagnetic signal, eerily mimicking the signature of a pulsar, a rapidly spinning neutron star, yet it lacked the spinning core or magnetic field to explain it. Was it a natural phenomenon, or was it communicating? The spectrographic data deepened the mystery. 3IATLAS was coated in hyperreflective compounds, possibly artificial, and its internal structure suggested hollow segments, hinting at a design far beyond anything we'd encountered. The most chilling discovery came when scientists cross-referenced 3IATLAS's signal with data from Oumuamua. A faint identical frequency had been detected in Oumuamua's tail just before it exited our solar system in 2017, but it was fleeting and dismissed as noise. Now that same signal was back, louder and more persistent, emanating from 3IATLAS with a clarity that suggested intent. The implications were staggering. Was Oumuamua a precursor, a scout sent to test our defenses? And if so, was 3IATLAS the next phase? An observer, a messenger, or something far more dangerous? The question hung in the air like a storm cloud. What had we invited into our solar system? As the weeks passed, 3IATLAS continued to defy explanation. Its movements grew even more perplexing. On a crisp September night in 2025, telescopes in Chile and Hawaii recorded a sudden, minute shift in its trajectory, a course correction too precise to be attributed to gravity or solar wind. The object veered slightly, aligning itself closer to Earth's orbital plane. To some, it was a glitch in the data, but to analysts at the Deep Space Network, it was a revelation. This wasn't a random drift, it was a precision. The word sent shockwaves through mission control rooms at NASA and the European Space Agency. Emergency meetings convened in the dead of night, with scientists and military officials grappling with the possibility that 3-ATLAS was responding to our presence, or to something else entirely. The object's behavior suggested a level of awareness that bordered on the unthinkable. Independent researchers, free from the constraints of institutional caution, began analyzing its electromagnetic pulses. Using advanced neural networks trained on cosmic signal logs, they uncovered patterns that weren't random noise but structured sequences. Ratios like the golden spiral, the Fibonacci sequence, and prime number patterns. These weren't just mathematical curiosities, they were the building blocks of life, encoded in DNA, galaxy formations, and even ancient human architecture. The signal wasn't static either. It shifted subtly, reacting to solar flares, planetary alignments, and, most disturbingly, radio emissions from Earth. One chilling moment stood out. A brief disruption in the pulse pattern coincided exactly with the moment James Webb locked onto 3-ATLAS in the infrared spectrum. It was as if the object knew we were watching, and it responded. The deeper scientists probed, the more unsettling the findings became. James Webb's spectroscopy revealed traces of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons on 3-ATLAS's surface, complex carbon molecules considered precursors to life itself. Unlike the chaotic mixtures found in comets, these molecules were pristine, almost engineered, suggesting they were either refined or grown. The idea sent chills through the scientific community. Was 3-ATLAS a seed ship designed to carry the building blocks of life across the stars? Or was it something more sinister, a vessel meant to assimilate, not destroy, but merge with whatever it encountered? The notion of Earth as a deliberate target, not for conquest, but for transformation, was both humbling and terrifying. As 3-ATLAS lingered in our solar system, its surface began to change. Subtle shifts in its reflective patterns suggested self-reconfiguration, as if the object was adapting to its environment. Then came the most alarming development, a secondary signal, lower in frequency, and directed not at Earth but into deep space. Was it calling for reinforcements? Reporting back to an unseen creator. The idea that 3-ATLAS was a node in a vast cosmic network, a probe, a beacon, or a messenger, gained traction. Its complexity seemed to grow the longer it remained, as if it was learning, evolving, preparing for something we couldn't yet comprehend. The mystery deepened when a high-altitude surveillance balloon over Antarctica detected a powerful microwave burst in late August 2025, perfectly aligned with a new shift in 3-ATLAS's trajectory. The burst wasn't random. It coincided with ultra-low frequency rumbles recorded by seismic stations across the continent, matching the object's deep space pulses. These weren't tectonic movements or ice shifts. They were synchronized, almost like a heartbeat. Meanwhile, animals across the globe began behaving strangely. Migratory birds altered their routes, whales changed their songs, and subterranean insects shifted their patterns, all in sync with 3-ATLAS's signals. It was as if Earth itself was responding, as if something buried deep in its crust or oceans had been awakened. A young data analyst made a startling discovery while poring over archived telescope images. When 3-ATLAS's trajectory was overlaid on ancient Babylonian star maps, its path intersected sacred constellations, Orion, Draco, the Pleiades, in a perfect spiral. This pattern mirrored designs found in cave art across South America, Africa, and pre-dynastic Egypt, suggesting a connection that stretched across millennia. Was 3-ATLAS following a preordained path, a cosmic ritual encoded in its motion? The idea that its journey was performative, a message visible only to a species advanced enough to recognize it, sparked heated debates. Was it a gesture of peace or a warning from a civilization long gone? As speculation mounted, a radical theory emerged, the lock and key hypothesis. According to this idea, Oumuamua was the lock, a passive probe sent to assess Earth's technological readiness. It was silent, inert, designed to observe without interacting. 3-ATLAS, however, was the key, an active, responsive entity meant to unlock something, whether buried in Earth's crust, encoded in our biology, or hidden in orbit. Supporting this theory was a bizarre oscillation in Earth's magnetosphere, detected in early early September 2025, perfectly timed with 3IATLAS's signals. For 6 minutes, long-range communication satellites faltered, and the Voyager probes, humanity's farthest-reaching explorers, emitted strange bursts of data as if responding to a cosmic handshake. The portal hypothesis pushed the boundaries even further. Some scientists, drawing on quantum field theory, suggested that 3IATLAS wasn't a physical object but a mobile gateway, generating localized space-time distortions. Subtle lensing effects observed by James Webb hinted at microsingularities, tiny warps that affected not just light but time itself. Spectral data showed light arriving faster than it should, suggesting time compression around the object. If true, 3IATLAS wasn't just a visitor, it was a gatekeeper, manipulating the fabric of reality itself. The implications were staggering. Earth might not be its destination, but merely a waypoint in a journey spanning dimensions. As 3IATLAS drew closer, its emissions grew more complex, cycling through a restricted band of the electromagnetic spectrum rarely seen in natural sources. These pulses weren't just signals, they were targeted. Space observatories reported sensor overloads, and a prototype telescope in Australia melted its detection chip after a millisecond-long spike. The conclusion was unavoidable. 3IATLAS could blind our instruments, mute our observations, and control what we saw. Unlike Oumuamua, which had been mysterious but benign, 3IATLAS felt strategic, its signals less like beacons and more like jamming fields designed to keep us in the dark. Perhaps the most haunting discovery came when a private satellite array, funded by a tech billionaire, intercepted a signal from 3IATLAS directed at the moon. The transmission, a multi-layered wave packet encoded in 5 dimensions, hit a specific lunar coordinate known for its high mass concentrations, or maskins. These anomalies, believed to be remnants of ancient lunar activity, took on new significance. Was 3IATLAS activating something buried beneath the lunar surface? The idea, once relegated to science fiction, now carried the weight of data. The signal wasn't a message but a command, structured to trigger an unknown system. The moon, long thought to be a silent witness to Earth's story, might hold secrets tied to 3IATLAS's mission. As researchers scrambled to decode 3IATLAS's signals, a new layer of intrigue emerged from an unlikely source: ancient texts. A team of archaeoastronomers, inspired by the Babylonian star map discovery, began cross-referencing the object's spiral trajectory with myths and legends from ancient cultures. In Sumerian tablets, there were references to a star that moves with purpose, a celestial visitor that brought both knowledge and fear. Similar stories appeared in Aboriginal Dreamtime narratives, describing a sky serpent that wove through sacred constellations, leaving behind patterns that guided humanity's first astronomers. These weren't isolated tales. Across Mesoamerica, ancient China, and the Indus Valley, myths spoke of a wandering star that appeared at pivotal moments in history, heralding change or warning of upheaval. The parallels were too striking to ignore. Could 3IATLAS be following a path known to our ancestors? A cycle so ancient it was etched into humanity's collective memory. This revelation sparked a frenzy of interdisciplinary research. Linguists and cryptographers joined forces with astrophysicists, analyzing the object's signals alongside ancient scripts. The recurring mathematical sequences, the golden ratio, Fibonacci spirals, prime numbers, mirrored symbols carved into megalithic structures like Stonehenge and Göbekli Tepe. Some theorize that 3IATLAS wasn't just a visitor, but a returnee, a relic of a cosmic cycle that predates human civilization. Its path through sacred constellations might be a deliberate nod to those who came before, a signal that only a species with both technological and historical awareness could decipher. The idea was as humbling as it was unsettling. What if 3IATLAS wasn't here to discover us, but to remind us of something we'd forgotten? The effects of 3IATLAS weren't confined to the cosmos. They were felt on Earth in ways that defied explanation. In late September 2025, reports flooded in from remote regions. Inexplicable auroras danced over deserts, far from the polar skies where they're typically seen. Scientists traced these displays to fluctuations in Earth's magnetic field, synchronized with 3IATLAS's pulses. More disturbingly, indigenous communities across the globe reported visions and dreams of a great wanderer in the sky, described with uncanny consistency despite no communication between groups. From the Amazon to the Himalayas, elders spoke of a presence that sang to the earth, stirring memories of ancient prophecies. Scientists dismissed these as cultural coincidences, but the synchronicity was impossible to ignore. more. 3-ATLAS wasn't just a celestial phenomenon, it was becoming a cultural and spiritual one, uniting humanity in a shared sense of wonder and dread. These terrestrial echoes fueled a growing movement among independent researchers and citizen scientists. Online communities sprang up, analyzing 3-ATLAS's signals and sharing theories that ranged from plausible to fantastical. Some saw it as a cosmic library, carrying the knowledge of a long-lost civilization. Others feared it was a trap, designed to lure humanity into a technological or existential snare. The public's fascination grew, with millions tuning into live telescope feeds and sharing their own observations. This global engagement transformed 3-ATLAS from a scientific curiosity into a cultural touchstone, a symbol of humanity's yearning to understand its place in the universe. Yet with every new discovery, the line between curiosity and caution blurred. If 3-ATLAS was indeed a messenger, what was it trying to tell us? As 3-ATLAS continued its journey, a sobering theory gained traction: the threshold hypothesis. What if the object's arrival wasn't random, but timed to coincide with humanity's technological maturity? The signals, the trajectory, the lunar transmission all suggested a response to our growing ability to observe and interact with the cosmos. The Voyager probe's anomalous data bursts, the magnetospheric oscillations, and the animal behavior shifts pointed to a system designed to activate when a civilization reached a certain level of cosmic awareness. But what was the purpose of this activation? Was 3-ATLAS a test, a welcome, or a warning? The idea that we'd crossed a cosmic threshold sent shivers through the scientific community. Had our curiosity, our telescopes, our probes, our signals into the void triggered something we weren't prepared to face? This question lingered as 3-ATLAS's signals grew stronger, its pulses more intricate. The object's ability to manipulate electromagnetic fields, blind our instruments, and interact with Earth's environment suggested a technology so advanced it bordered on the supernatural. Yet it wasn't hostile. It was methodical, deliberate, almost patient. Some began to wonder if 3-ATLAS was less a visitor and more a teacher, guiding humanity toward a truth we weren't ready to accept. Others feared it was a gatekeeper, ensuring we didn't overstep our bounds. The uncertainty was maddening, but it united people across the globe in a shared quest for answers. From scientists to storytellers, from skeptics to dreamers, 3-ATLAS had ignited a spark that refused to fade. As October 2025 approached, 3-ATLAS's presence began to influence not just science, but art and culture. Musicians, inspired by its rhythmic pulses, composed symphonies that echoed its 147-second signal, blending mathematics with melody in haunting performances that went viral online. Visual artists created stunning representations of its spiral trajectory, their works blending ancient motifs with futuristic visions, displayed in galleries from Tokyo to New York. These creations weren't mere tributes. They were attempts to grapple with the profound uncertainty 3-ATLAS had introduced. Its signals, once the domain of astrophysicists, became a universal language, resonating with anyone who gazed at the stars and wondered what lay beyond. The object had become a muse, a mirror reflecting humanity's deepest hopes and fears about its place in the cosmos. Yet the scientific community remained on edge. A new analysis of 3-ATLAS's emissions revealed an unexpected layer, a harmonic resonance that seemed to interact with Earth's ionosphere. This wasn't just a passive signal, it was altering the upper atmosphere, creating faint, localized plasma fields that disrupted satellite communications in unpredictable ways. The effect was subtle, barely noticeable to the average person, but to engineers at global space agencies, it was a red flag. Was 3-ATLAS terraforming the planet in some imperceptible way, preparing the environment for an unknown purpose? The idea seemed far-fetched, but the data was undeniable. The object's influence extended beyond its physical presence, weaving itself into the very fabric of Earth's systems, as if it were tuning the planet like an instrument in a cosmic orchestra. The most profound revelation came from a quiet breakthrough in quantum computing. A team at a private research institute used a prototype quantum processor to model 3-ATLAS's signals, revealing a structure that defied conventional mathematics. The pulses weren't just sequences, they were fractal, self-replicating patterns that evolved with each iteration, like a language that grew more complex the longer it was spoken. This discovery lent credence to the consciousness engine theory whispered in hushed tones at the European Space Agency. What if 3-ATLAS wasn't a machine or a biological entity, but a hybrid, a system capable of thought, adaptation, and perhaps even intention. Its fractal patterns mirrored those found in neural networks, ecosystems, and even the universe's large-scale structure, suggesting a design that bridged the organic and the artificial. The idea was both exhilarating and terrifying. 3 Atlas might not just be observing us, it might be thinking about us. This possibility shifted the global conversation. Philosophers and ethicists joined scientists in debating the implications. If 3 Atlas was sentient, did it have rights? Was it a visitor to be welcomed or a threat to be neutralized? The object's silence only amplified these questions, its actions speaking louder than any explicit message. Its ability to shield itself, manipulate time and space, and interact with Earth's environment suggested a purpose far beyond exploration. Some speculated it was a caretaker sent to nurture or judge emerging civilizations. Others feared it was a harbinger, signaling the arrival of something far greater. The uncertainty fueled a global obsession, with people from all walks of life, astronomers, artists, spiritual leaders, united in their quest to understand what 3 Atlas meant for humanity's future. As 3 Atlas continued its enigmatic journey, a final haunting question emerged. What if its mission wasn't about Earth at all? The object's deep space signals, its lunar transmission, and its intricate patterns suggested a purpose that transcended our planet. Perhaps 3 Atlas was a relay, a node in a vast interstellar network, communicating with entities or systems we couldn't yet detect. The lunar mascon signal, in particular, hinted at a connection to something ancient, possibly predating humanity itself. Could the moon hold relics of a civilization that once watched the stars as we do now? This cosmic mystery has captured the world's imagination, and it's up to us to keep the conversation alive. What do you think 3 Atlas is? A guardian, a messenger, or something else entirely? If this story has left you starry-eyed, hit the like button and share it with friends who love a good cosmic puzzle. Subscribe for the latest updates on 3 Atlas and other wonders of the universe. Let's keep our gaze fixed on the heavens, because somewhere out there, the universe is waiting to tell us its secrets.